Okay, let's talk about something simple in our script like addition. What do we want to do with addition? Well, what do I want my script to do? I want to do something different. So, how do we do it? We have a sum, operand 1, and operand 2. So, for example, if I were to our sum is going to be our integer, right? And uh, let's no, let's do this instead. Let me block out this section of code here. There, that's better. Let me block out that section of code and work down here specifically. And I want to declare an integer, and we'll call it speed, and we'll set the speed to 0 at the beginning. And now I want to zero print line speed. Okay. In fact, I want to, down here, I want to say, right now if I run this code as it is, I expect the result to be a continuous stream of zeros. We'll find out when we get over to the serial monitor. Yeah. So there's a continuous stream of zeros. So now what I want to do is make, let's do speed equals speed plus plus, which should increment speed by 1. And now and then it's going, but it's going to reinitialize every time it yeah, that's not going to work right, is it? Every time it calls the custom function. So we could, how do we solve this problem? Well, first thing we would do, let's see if we let's try this. Let's just get all this out of here. Instead of trying to build it into the custom function, which I don't think we're going to care about right now, we're going to try and run it from the void loop. So, in fact, let's take my custom function. Let's just block out the whole thing, because I don't want to work with that right now. I want to work only with, I'll get rid of that. Okay. So we have an integer speed, we have a loop function, we have speed equals speed plus plus, 0 is print speed, and we comment out my function, and now let's see what happens. Since this is outside the void loop, it should be read as a global variable. Okay. Oh, well. How about... So let's see what happens if we initialize our speed at 1. Could it be that the problem is we are initializing at 0? Or could it be that we are... There's 1, but why are we not incrementing? Well, how about we try something else and see what happens here. Speed plus speed. Let's experiment. Let's play with the code and see what happens. That should give us like 1 plus 1 equals 2, right? Speed equals speed plus speed. Should. Well, that's very interesting. How about speed plus 5? Speed equals speed plus 5. And then serial print line speed. See, and this is why code... Okay, see, and we're already counting by 5s, like we're up into the stratosphere, right? So, how do we know when this is going to end? Well, mostly because we could probably look at the... Could we bring up the description of an integer? Variables. Oh, come on. Data types. If we look up an integer and we say it's going to go to 32, okay, yeah, 32,767 maximum, so it should have crashed already. So then let's look up a long, a double, no, double. Okay, there's a long integer goes all the way up to 2 billion, 2.1 billion, whereas a double is 8 bytes. Okay, so it's kind of used differently. So this could go on for a good minute. But we're not concerned with that. Let's do something else. Let's try to speed plus 1. Just do it like that. See if we get a little bit more linear delivery in what we're looking for. See, so that's coming up about the way that we expect. So then becomes the question, let's see. We want language reference structure. How do we make this work? X plus plus increment by 1, return the old value of x. Plus plus x increment by 1 and return the new value of x. Oh, so does that mean that we were doing speed plus plus, so that was increment by 1 and return the old value of speed. If we do plus plus speed, it should increment by 1 and return the new value of speed, and then we should be able to get the result that we were just seeing here. We should be counting up now. Yeah, you see, so that's why we kept getting 0, is we kept returning. We would add, but we would return the old value. And it depends specifically on which side of the variable you put the operator. We put plus plus speed returns the new value of speed, and then we're printing, and that's why speed is counting upwards. But see, when we did speed plus plus, we were taking the old value of speed, which was 1 or 0, whatever it was at the time. We were incrementing it, but we were returning the old value of speed back over to speed. So whatever it was. And then we were printing it. That's why we were constantly getting the zeros and the ones. That makes sense? So this is how this happens. Addition and increment functions. And yeah, it's been about 12 minutes well spent. So now we've got a better handle on declaring variables and addition functions and increment functions. All right.